From California State University, San Bernardino, it's Local Matters.
Beginner's Guide to Fishing and Cosplay Community. Hello, I'm Maria Marquez, and welcome to Local Matters, featuring stories from across the Inland Empire.
And I'm Jessica Terrell. With the Inland Empire bounty of lakes and rivers, fishing makes for a fun way to connect with nature. Reporter Bryan Wilson cast out to get a deeper dive on the matter.
With so many beautiful bodies of water here in the Inland Empire, the sport of fishing is a really fun way to have fun outdoors. Come join me as I try to reel in a big one.
It's a good way to relieve stress. You can have fun with your buddies. First thing I would pay attention to is the weather conditions. Whether it's windy, it's rainy, that all determines on if you're going to catch fish or not. Fisherman needs extra line just in case they lose all their line. Different forms of bait, whether it's artificial or if it's live bait. Fishing out on the dock, you tend to want longer rods because you want to be able to cast farther. Hooks range on sizes and style. For instance, there's worm hooks for getting a worm on, or there's bait hooks to put it on a piece of bait. And then as far as lures go, each fish likes different lures. Some fish like plenty of lures, so you really got to keep throwing different things out until you figure out what they're liking that day. The weight of the fish, it's going to be tugging and pulling to prevent from being caught. So as you're fighting the fish, you want a nice strong knot so you don't lose the fish. There's various forms of knots. Most basic knot you can learn is called a basic fisherman's knot. All you do is do 6 revolutions and you stick it through the bottom of the loop. You get the knot wet and you pinch it up. The way you want to cast is you want to get the rod behind you. You want to keep your elbows bent and follow through with your rod and point the rod exactly in the direction that you want the lure to drop.
Fishing can be enjoyed in the Inland Empire and one of the many lakes and streams that we have here. And who knows, it might just catch you hook, line, and sinker. For Local Matters, I'm Bryan Wilson.
Cosplaying allows an individual to express themselves via different personas. Throughout the years, they embody various characters while enjoying the creative community. Reporter William Shorter visits with a local cosplayer.
There's a lot more people dressed in costumes. No, it's not for Halloween. It's cosplay.
Cosplay to me is embodying a certain character that you really love, and whether you take on their morals or ideals when you put on that mask or suit, or whether you're just like dressing up as them, to me, it's a way to express yourself by just going out to different conventions and dressing up and having a good time with it. It all started with Spider-Man. I'm a really huge fan of Spider-Man, what Jack Kirby and Stan Lee did with the character. Sometime after high school, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done of wearing cheap Halloween costumes. Seeing people in their cool replicas of costumes, I always wonder, how do you get that? And I saw all these cosplayers in their legit costumes, and I was like, what is that? Like, I want it. I looked into it, and then eventually that led me into getting a Spider-Man costume. And ever since then, I just kind of kept going from there. When you put on the costume, you might feel silly at first, but you're going to realize there is a whole community of people that dress up too. And you may think it's weird, your friends may look at you weird. But if you go to these cosplay conventions, everyone there is very friendly, very welcoming. People mash different cosplays together. Like, everyone knows Pikachu. You might see a Pikachu that's just like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Like I said earlier, enjoy the moment. Embrace every second of it, because that's something that you can like laugh about later, and that's what truly matters.
So remember, guys, cosplaying is more than just about dressing up. It's about making memories and having fun. And you never know who can be underneath the mask. For Local Matters, this is William Shorter.
To keep updated on what Local Matters is doing, follow our social media.
To watch some of our other stories, head over to our YouTube channel at Local Matters CSUSB. I'm Maria Marquez.
And I'm Jessica Terrell. Join us next time for more local stories that matter.